Our Jesus breaks barriers to love people, and so must we. In the past couple of weeks, I have been just reflecting. I've been thinking, processing some of the events that are happening, in our nation, and most recently with the Philando Castile verdict that just happened, and it's causing so much hurt, so much pain, and so many arguments, and my God, Facebook debates, and I'm not here to talk about the verdict. I'm not here to talk about the trial. I'm here to shed some light, some gospel, biblical light on our current events today and tie it back to this conversation that Jesus had with the woman. In the past couple weeks, as a white male, just being honest, as a white male, I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of my friends who don't look like me. I'm trying to look through the eyes of my friends who don't look like me. And so I'm reading, and this just personally what I've been doing is reading again some of the history that I already know, that where our nation has come from. And thank God we aren't where we used to be, although we aren't where we're supposed to be. And just looking at where we've come from and looking at the problems that we've faced and putting some context to the current events. You see, because current events stand, if you let current events stand alone, you can't look with empathy at a situation with the proper empathy because you're not looking at it in the correct context. See, what's happening in our nation right now is you have, like my black friends are looking at a current event that I'm looking at, but they're looking at it through a different lens. They're looking at it through the lens of the hurt and the pain of their past. They're looking at it through the lens of their everyday life and how people look at them and how people treat them. And I don't have to look through that lens. And so if I don't put myself in their shoes, if I don't try to have empathy and look through their lens, then I'm going to look and not have the compassion that I need to have as a child of God, as a follower of Jesus. And so I'm just reading, I'm looking, and I'm praying, God, continue to break my heart for my friends. Continue to break my heart for my brothers and sisters who are having to deal with things, who are having to deal with pressure, who have to deal with prejudice still and have to deal with hate. Break my heart so that I can properly love people and not sit in my safe little bubble judging people, telling them how they should feel about this, how they should act about that. Well, this isn't a problem anymore. Why are we still talking about this? If you, my friends, say that we shouldn't be talking about it anymore because it's already solved and the barriers are already down, then you are building barriers back up, because we can talk and we can understand and we can empathize. We as Christians must be able to cross the barriers of our safe little bubbles and see people how Jesus sees them. And we serve a Jesus that sees people the way that he understands them where they're at. I want to throw up a picture here that I saw, and I've seen this picture before, and you might have as well, or a version of it. And I'm reading, and I'm just looking at history, and I'm just praying, God, break my heart for what breaks yours. Help me see current events through the context, through the lens of what people face and what people feel. And this was a reality. And thank God we are not here anymore, although we are not where we need to be. Come on, thank God we aren't where we used to be, but this is where we came from, and this is the lens that people look at today through. And so I'm just looking at this picture. I'm praying to God. I'm getting in this place. God, break my heart. And I'm preparing this message at the same time, and it hit me that the power of what Jesus did in John chapter 4 with the woman at the well. Because what Jesus did is absolutely mind-blowing. What Jesus did was absolutely offensive to everybody around him. Jesus sends his Jewish boys, friends, to go get some food. He sits beside a fountain that he should never have been beside, and he waits. And this would be, now Jesus is not white, by the way, all you white people. Jesus was Jewish, but it's as if Jesus goes and sits beside a fountain he shouldn't be at. But he doesn't just drink from the fountain. Watch this. This is how aggressive Jesus was in getting into people's world. What Jesus did was he waited for a woman to come to the fountain. And he waited for her to fill up her water bottle. And after she's filled up her water bottle at her well, in her place, in her city, in her region, As she fills her water bottle up, he waits and he says, now can I have a drink? And you can imagine, you can now understand why the woman says, wait, but aren't you a Jew and I'm a Samaritan? What are you doing, sir? And it's this foundation of love that Jesus lays before he enters the rest of the conversation, where he's going to give her some truth that is going to change her life. As followers of Jesus, we must break down barriers with the love of Jesus. We must be slow to speak and quick to listen. We must be quick to empathize and slow to give our opinion. As followers of Jesus, we must love the way that he loved, and our Jesus crossed barriers to show people, I love you, I'll be friends with you, I'm going to interact with you because we are brothers and sisters, we are friends, we are related. Come on, this is the kingdom of God at work. If you believe it, give Jesus some praise.